Alright, so the participants of the second semifinal just had their first dress rehearsal, and we are not ready to do our predictions, but we'll do it anyway, because, it's just what we do. So, with no further ado, let's talk this through. Let's talk Eurovision. What's up, you Eurovision fools? Matt, ESC United, your favorite Eurovision challenge. Got Melanie and Boris here with me, and we are ready to share with you the 10 countries we think will qualify. As well, Roy, who's usually on the live stream, also shared his inside eye. And of course, as always, you were able to vote on ESC United for your personal qualifiers, and I will share those as well to see if you agree with us or not. So we had some disagreements as always, but let's see where and where not. First, let's start with the countries where all four of us agree on. And we got a few of them. The first one on the list, Switzerland. John's tears got a lot of comments about the staging. Is it going to hurt or not? But ultimately, Boris, there was never any doubt about its qualifications,
no,
right?
Of course not. It's just Eurofans freaking out over nothing again, as we've seen so many times before. Oh my god, Destiny, so horrible. Sasha Jean-Baptiste totally sabotaged her. Guess what? She's still third in the odds. Switzerland's also going to rise again once they see the full performance. It really ain't that bad. Come on now.
Yeah. I know, Melanie, you are a big fan of the song personally, so you have no doubts.
No, I have no doubt. When I first saw the stage, I was like, I need to process this. This is not what I expected. But in the end, I actually like the staging. John Tiss is delivering it, so I think he just fly to the grand final.
Okay, so, and yes, Roy and I agree as well, a certain qualifier. And of course, Doritas, you also think that Switzerland will go through. You think he will be in second place, actually. So that's pretty good, right? So you cannot complain that. Who is next on our list that we think will go through? Everybody agrees that Greece will go through. Stefania, we've had some issues with the smoke effect from Estonia left over in the staging, but honestly, I don't think that's going to be an issue. And I said, even with all of this, even if this would be the live performance, I have no doubt in my mind that this one will go through. It just screams qualify for so many different reasons. Where it ends up in the end, in the finals, we'll talk about that later. But in terms of semis, that's a no-brainer. Boris?
Yeah, I agree. And I think Greece have a very good performer. If only that, and Stefania's charisma and singing will absolutely be enough to clinch the qualification. I think the staging concept that they're going for is a little bit difficult to execute. If everything goes as well as we've seen it go before, this is easily a qualification for Greece. I see it can go wrong, I guess, but I think the risk that they're taking is going to pay off.
Yeah. So obviously the readers also agree on Greece going through. They think Greece will ultimately be in third place in the semis. We'll see if that is going to happen. Who else? Yes, another country that we all agree on is Finland. We're not putting our middle fingers up, Melanie, but you think Finland is a clear?
Yeah, it's just a really good show if you see it live. They have energy, they bring it alive. It's a good song. I think they will qualify, guys.
Yeah, I find there are a lot more guaranteed qualifiers in this one. Finland is just one of them. It's just a unique song. There is a market for that out there. And yeah, again, no-brainer. And once again, our readers think, yes, Finland will go through in 6th place, but is a guaranteed qualifier. So far, we're all on the same page. Who else is on our list? Number 4, in no particular order, by the way. Serbia, Hurricane, is going through. Boris?
I can't think of any argument that would justify a Serbian non-qualification. They're good live, they're energetic, the song is up-tempo. I think it stands out because the other up-tempo songs other than Greece have kind of under-delivered, and they are not under-delivering at all. I think they by default are the best up-tempo song in the entire semi-final until Finland comes on. So I think for Serbia, I think this is a really effortless qualification. There's no doubt. They're going to do really well in the televote in the semi-final.
All right. So, yes, and Roy, who also picked Serbia, said basically, I think Serbia's package in the end came out very well and will be enough to qualify. It was very interesting to see Roy and Sean on the live stream because neither of them are like big fans of the song, but they can put their personal opinion aside and say, this is the package. There is a market for it and it's going to do well. So, Serbia, according to our predictions, a clear qualifier. Our readers agree, thinking Serbia will be in 7th place in this semi. That's clearly enough. So those are 4 qualifiers we agree on. There's more. Another one we agree on is Albania. Melanie, no shocker there?
No, it was breathtaking when I saw the staging for the first time. Like, Anxhela is delivering it. She's slaying on the slays. On the stage, guys.
Slaying.
And she was just amazing. So I just see this also going to the grand final.
Yeah. Let me read one more time Roy's comment. Visually stunning, will be memorable for the opening alone and the smoke effects. And she is a phenomenal singer, he says. And Sean was also had it as a non-qualifier and then said, yeah, this one's going to go through. I don't know what I was thinking. I was so wrong. So that was very interesting. And our readers also on our side saying Albania will go through in 8th place. So Albania, another sure qualifier according to Team United and you. Who else do we have on the list? Oh yes, and now somebody else we all agree on, Bulgaria. And obviously I'm a big fan of the song. The staging is phenomenal. Once again, I'm not always bring it back to the live stream, but it's just fun to see someone who hasn't seen the whole thing like Sean, the whole run through. He's like, he was mesmerized. He didn't want to talk, and I get that. It's just a beautiful story, and they know what where Victoria's strengths are in her vocals and how to really utilize it, and they've done it perfectly. Bulgaria knows what they're doing, and this one is flying through. What do you think, Boris?
It's stunning. It's going to do so well with juries, I think. I think this is a contender to actually win the jury vote in the grand final, which she's going to get. So,
That's big.
Write that down, guys.
Well, he said potential, though. To be fair, I'll still give him the opportunity to review them.
I'm not going to say like Macedonia could be the winner, but Bulgaria could easily win the jury vote, But, well, not easily, but they could.
Yes. All right.
They're a contender for that.
So, and guess what? You agree, of course. Bulgaria, according to you, in 5th place in the rankings. So another sure qualifier. So far, it's going well.
Yeah.
And guess what? We're not done yet.
No.
So it seems as we're more on
there's another one that you haven't mentioned yet.
Yes. Say it.
Iceland.
Yes, that's the next one on the list.
Yeah.
Now, we know what happened with Iceland. Unfortunately, we will not actually see them perform live. But we do have the recording from their most recent individual rehearsals on Boris, but you don't think that's going to affect their outcome, huh?
I mean, I saw the dress rehearsal now. Iceland's clip from the second run was better than anything that preceded it, I thought. And even then, Iceland's problem they have like bad lighting during the bridge. It's very dark. Mm-hmm. But that's like a 2-second thing, and it's the only negative thing about it. Everything else is so good. Even if you're not a fan of the song, like the Greek people that I spoke to were not a fan of the Icelandic song until they saw the staging, and then they were like, yeah, the full package is actually pretty good.
It's coming together.
It's just, I think it's qualifying regardless. I'm not certain how well it will do in the finale anymore, but I think this is still good enough to qualify. It's a lock. It's possibly even coming top 3 in the semi.
Oh, wow. A log from Boris and Melanie, you're on the same page.
I was sad that I couldn't see it today again because, guys, I love the staging and the show in the arena with the rainbow lights and stuff. It was it's just a highlight every time it came up. So I was like, I want to see Iceland again. But still, it's a good show. The second rehearsal we saw was amazing. So I'm happy that they used that clip. And I just can't wait for you guys to see the whole package.
Yeah. So, and guess what, readers? You agree as well. As a matter of fact, if it were up to you, Iceland would win the semi.
Yeah?
They were number 1 in our prediction poll. Yeah. So, that's a big thing, especially knowing the circumstance, but people are very confident.
I think Iceland could actually win the televote.
Yeah.
I think
also
they
write that down.
not in the finale, but in the semi-final.
Don't put money down, though.
No. I certainly would not put money on that. But in the finale, I think there are other things that would win the televote. But in the semi-final, they are, I think, the top, the act to beat in the televote.
So those are the songs that all 4 of us agree
And
on.
how many songs are they?
What there
I
are
think it's 7 or 8.
7, and yeah, we got 10 left. So there are 3 left in for the semi, and those 3 we don't all agree on, but most of us.
Okay.
So let's see here. The first one on our list that we think will go through is San Marino. You think it'll go through? You'll think it'll go through?
You don't?
I will think it'll go through.
Oh.
Roy said it'll not go through. What are your thoughts?
Something's wrong with that boy. I mean, but like seriously though, like I put San Marino on my list because I want them to go through in the same reason that I wanted Leslie Roy to go through in the first semi-final. So that might be a little bit of a pattern. But I saw the rehearsal today. Florida was there, and even with his mic being turned on at like half volume, he still sounded very good.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it just looks better too. They changed their costumes. The headpiece is less obnoxious. The dancers do no longer look like a cross between rainworms and luchadors. I think they just improved their staging generally. There's still a problem with San Marino. The biggest problem with San Marino in the staging is that there's like a 40-second gap between her getting on the platform and her getting off the platform, where she's not interacting at all with the camera. That's the main downside to San Marino. Everything else is actually good. This is probably their most competent entry so far ever since they started competing. I sincerely hope they qualify and they smash Sir Hat's record.
Yes, and I don't know what's wrong with that boy either. So, Roy, I thought it was also a show qualifier. The energy came up. Florida is such a talented rapper as well, and Senhit brings the energy as well. And actually, considering they just met, I find they have really good chemistry for the most part. I think they worked well together. And there were pyros. It's such a great beginner as well. Just to give you a quick comment on what Roy said, he said, it just comes across as a bit chaotic, and after all performances and even in the recap, you just kind of struggle to remember it really. I don't think Florida can save it enough. So,
Yeah, I understand him. But
now he may be right, who knows?
Now, I wonder who he put on the list over San Marino.
Well, I'll tell you in a moment. But according to our readers, of course, San Marino will go through. You put them in 4th place. So, of course, it's going to be exciting. Who else is on that list? Also, one of our qualifiers, 3 of us agree, 1 does not, and that is Denmark. Boris says yes. Roy says yes. I say yes. Melanie says no. Melanie said Melanie says no. What is it?
No, well, I had them the last time I had them on the list, and now I was like, I don't know. I just had one wildcard. I was like, I just don't know it with Denmark. I just had one other act that I just prefer over Denmark, so I decided to put them as my qualifier instead of Denmark. But it's still, if they will qualify, I still will be very happy.
Yeah.
But it's just like borderline 11th place for me now, Denmark.
Yeah. And to me, I'm probably doing what I've done probably with Iceland in the first semi, and like this little bit wish thinking, because I love this song so much, and I know for a fact it's going for a fact. Of course, I don't know for a fact, but I'm very confident that Denmark will be in the top 10 of the televoters. I'm terrified that the juries will crash and burn this one, and that could be its downfall. So I hear what you're saying. I just hope it'll be just enough to go through, and that is where I'm hoping that it's going through. So still enough to go through. Our readers, they're saying yes, 10th place.
Okay.
10th place, but Denmark will go through according to them. So that is our 9th qualifier, and the 10th one we have on the list, and that was a toughie, and that one is Portugal. So that is the next one, and Matt says yes, Melanie says yes, Roy says yes, Boris says
I do not.
no. But I would love to hear from you, Boris.
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
And the simple reason, like the reason why I couldn't put Portugal on my list is because I had no more space left.
So it was like it's just
same as
like
me
by the
with
method of
Denmark.
You know, Denmark is a huge maybe for me, and Portugal is also a maybe, but I still have my doubts. You know, a lot of people in the press center like this, but a lot of people in the press center, including us, also liked Ireland,
Yeah.
who did not qualify. So I'm questioning how much of this Portugal hype is basically press center buzz of us being surprised of, oh, this boring song that we didn't shed a single thought towards is actually quite competently staged. I think someone should question that. All 3 of you seem to think it can qualify. I tend to concur with that, but I think someone needs to play devil's advocate. So that's why I didn't put it on. But I think it can qualify.
Yeah.
I certainly do.
And it's funny because here, what you're saying, I completely agree.
Yeah.
I just flipped it around. In that sense, I just put them as my borderline qualifier. I agree with it could be this hype that we create because of beautiful staging. The song's still the song.
It took us by surprise.
Yes, it took us by surprise. And I'm equally concerned. But I was looking at Portugal and Austria, and I feel like one of them goes through. And I was going back and forth. And ultimately, I put Portugal in. I don't think both will go through, so I put Austria out. But one of them, I think, will go through, and Portugal may make it. So it's not a confident one. It's probably the one I was putting last minute for the same reason that Boris mentioned. But we put him through, and our readers, they agree. They said 9th place for Portugal, interestingly enough, which is super shocking because that means the readers and I agree on everything.
Yeah?
Which Sean sent me the results.
That's
I'm like,
why they
what?
read you.
That's you're my
Good
booze.
one, good
Yeah,
one.
but and that also means the 10 qualifiers on this are the ones that I picked, actually, I believe, which is super interesting. But let's take some of the ones that didn't make the cut but still got a few votes.
Okay.
First one on the list is funny. It's Austria, the one I just mentioned. And I was close and put Portugal, but Melanie, you said it'll go through.
Yes, and I was like, it was for me a decision between Denmark or Austria, and I decided to go for Austria because he really delivers it on a very emotional way. I love the intimate feeling around it. I love the lightning in it. So I was like, yeah, I love the staging of Austria more than the staging of Denmark, so I go for Austria. So that's why I choose it.
You chose it, yes.
Yeah.
And Roy actually also picked.
Oh.
So you are not alone. So both of you, but 2 votes was not enough to get it
Damn it.
into our top 10.
Haha.
What were you thinking? What were you thinking, Boris, in terms of Austria?
I mean, the biggest argument for Austria is the fact that Vincent Bueno is a very good singer. He's probably the best male vocalist in the semi-final. The argument against Vincent Bueno is literally everything else. So for me, but I'm not the right person to ask because I really do not like the song at all. I find it rather unpleasant. So for me, it's easy to put in Q because it just is negative appeal for me, and I don't think I can be impartial with Austria. So I'm not the right person to ask.
Well, then I won't. Too late. I kind of did already.
Too late.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, and now all the
regretting
Austrians are
it.
hating us again.
I know. And then the last one on the list here that received a vote, Boris, who I'm missing.
What? Oh, Moldova.
Yes, because you're the only one that actually ended up putting Moldova in your top 10. What made you change your mind?
Basically, I really do not want Moldova to qualify at all, but I have this really, really sickening feel that they are, and I don't think they deserve the qualification because it's so lazy and basic. But at the same time, I feel like this is so, there are a couple of things in here that feel very jury baity. It's almost like robotic dancing, but she executes it well. The end note, the high note at the end is like a very long note. There's a lot of technical difficulty behind it. I'm sure Kirkorov drilled her well and conditioned her well if needed to. But I have a sick feeling that juries are going to put this higher than it should be. And I don't know. I would rather have Austria or literally anything else over Moldova at the moment.
Hear that.
Austria.
Yeah, I'm not that bad, Ezio.
It is, yes. So it was interesting because actually when we just watched the first dress rehearsal, Sean saw it for the first time and he actually liked, you know what, I like the staging. It's actually very effective. And he was not necessarily impressed with the mannerisms of Natalia, but he was saying the staging is actually working really well. And I think fans should just get over the whole fact that it's not a Candyland kind of environment. I'm like, I don't know.
No, we shouldn't. This is Moldova. This is
No,
what they're
for
known
me,
for.
it's
They're
more-
under-delivering.
And I said it before, to me, the issue is that the song has a lot of instrumental part. Boom, 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 and then come over, and then again, boom, 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 and not much is happening there.
No.
It's just like the very wooden dance to me, and it just feels empty. So that is why I did not put it.
Drone
in
is
there.
actually one of my favorite parts of that song, actually. It's so fun to say sugar in different languages. Give me some azúcar, ton, ton, ton. But that's the one thing that it has going for it for me right now. And I wish it had more energy.
Hey, that is something. So those are, even though Austria and Moldova didn't make it, they are still, there's still hope out there. Reminder, so the 10 qualifiers we have are Switzerland, Iceland, Bulgaria, San Marino, Greece, Finland, Denmark, Serbia, Albania, and Portugal. Big shout out to Estonia, Czech Republic, Poland, Georgia and Latvia not getting any votes from anybody, though. Are you surprised that they didn't get any?
I'm surprised Georgia got
Yeah.
no votes. I mean,
This is Roy.
I really thought Roy was going to vote.
No,
for that
he
one.
knows it's not going to go far,
But,
probably.
I mean, Georgia not getting any votes is not really a surprise because Tornike just
Yeah,
he,
but
he gives nothing about the
I
competition.
wanted to
I love him
ask
for
you.
that.
I wanted to ask you
Yeah.
about, because initially, after the first run through, you had Estonia as a qualifier. What made you
yeah.
change your mind?
I don't know. I thought today's dress rehearsal was rather mediocre, but I've always been like, I'm fairly confident with 8 of my qualifiers, and I always rotate the last 2. And this time I felt like Estonia was like slightly worse. I don't know. Like they could qualify. It's one of those maybe cases.
Yeah. Do you have any surprise countries on there? No.
No. It
That is
wasn't
fair.
surprising.
I thought actually Czech Republic would get some, because I still think that could sneak in.
Czech Republic is also maybe
Czech Republic could sneak in. So I mean, I didn't put it in my top 10, so I shouldn't be disappointed. But I thought maybe you get like 1 vote or so. But no, those are our predictions. They are locked in, even though I know somebody could mess up in the jury show, but we have to lock them in at some point. Now it's your turn. Who are your 10 qualifiers according to your predictions? Not your favorites, because we all agree our list would look very different.
Yeah, very different.
Very different. Leave your thoughts below in the comment section, and we'll be back soon. So talk to y'all later.
Bye.